Are you working harder than ever, following all the advice you were given growing up? And yet, somehow, it feels like you're stuck in the same place year after year? Maybe you went to school, did well, got a decent job, started saving, just like you were supposed to. You do everything right, but real wealth? The kind that gives you freedom, options, the ability to say yes to what you want and no to what you don't? That always seems just out of reach, like a mirage in the distance. That's not a coincidence. That's not a fluke. That's not just bad luck or something you did wrong. That feeling is built into the system. It's designed that way. See, the middle class wasn't created to become rich. It was built to be comfortable, just comfortable enough to keep you from questioning things, just safe enough to keep you from taking real risks, just stable enough to make you believe this is all you should ever want. But what if you're meant for more? What if there's a way out? A path that leads to real freedom, not just comfort. In this journey, we'll break down the 3 money paths most people follow, and why only one of them leads to true wealth, true freedom, and a life on your own terms. Let's begin with the uncomfortable truth. The system you were born into was never designed to make you rich. It was designed to make you obedient. Think about it. From your earliest days, you're told to work hard in school, get good grades, stay out of trouble. You're told that if you do well, you'll get into a good college. And to get there, you borrow tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes much more, because it's an investment in your future. You graduate, and you get your first job. Maybe you're proud, maybe your parents are proud, but your starting salary barely keeps up with rising costs. You're working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, and yet, after taxes, after bills, after student loans, there's not much left. But you keep going because that's what you were taught. You buy your first car, maybe a house, because you're told those are assets. You keep saving even as inflation silently eats away at the value of every dollar you put aside. You hope that if you're careful, if you make no mistakes, if you keep grinding it out, you'll retire at 65, finally free to live life on your own terms. But is that really freedom? Or is it a life sentence, with the promise of parole so far off you might never reach it? The worst part is, most people believe that's the correct way to live. Most people never question it. They play it safe and hope for the best. But hope is not a strategy, and neither is comfort. Now let's talk about the 3 money paths, because whether you realize it or not, you're already on one of these, right now. The first path is the consumer path. This is the live for today crowd. These are the people who spend everything they earn, and then some. When they get a raise, their spending goes up. When they get a bonus, it's gone before it even hits their account. They chase the next dopamine hit, the newest phone, the flashiest clothes, the car that costs more than they make in a year. They rack up credit card debt, take out loans, refinance, and repeat. They believe that money is for spending, that life is short, and the future is someone else's problem. But the result? They're broke, they're stressed, and they never build anything that lasts. When an emergency hits, they're one step away from disaster. The second path is the saver path. This is the path the middle class is taught to follow. Work hard, save your money, avoid risk, live below your means. It sounds smart, and for a while, it might even work. You put money away every month. You avoid flashy purchases. You pay off your debts as quickly as you can. But there's a hidden enemy: inflation. Every year, the value of your savings shrinks a little. The price of everything you need goes up, but your salary barely budges. You work for money, but your money never works for you. You're comfortable, but you're never truly free. You sacrifice today's pleasures for a retirement that's always just out of reach. You hope that if you're careful enough, nothing will go wrong. But when life throws you a curveball, a medical bill, a job loss, an unexpected expense, your careful plans can unravel in an instant. The third path is the investor or creator path. This is the path the wealthy follow, whether they started with much or little. They don't just trade time for money. They use their time and money to buy more time, to create systems, to build assets, to invest in things that grow. They see money as a tool, not a goal. They create value, leverage technology, and think not just in years, but in decades. They invest in businesses, in skills, in real estate, in stocks. Anything that can multiply their efforts. The result? They achieve time freedom, financial freedom, and the ability to design life on their own terms. So, ask yourself honestly, which path are you on right now? Are you spending mindlessly, saving cautiously, or building something that grows even when you're not working? Let's dig deeper. Let's make this real. Imagine two people, John and Sarah. John is a saver. He does all the right things. Works a stable 9 to 5, puts away $500 every month, avoids new debt, and dreams of a peaceful retirement. By the time he's 65, maybe he has $300,000 saved. It sounds impressive until you factor in inflation. The money doesn't stretch as far as it used to. Emergencies pop up. A health scare, a broken down car, a family crisis. His income never really grows. He never takes big risks, so he never wins big. He lives comfortably, but he never travels the world. He never says yes to adventure. He always plays it safe, and he always wonders what could have been. Sarah, on the other hand, chooses the investor path. She starts with less than John. Maybe she didn't have the best grades. Maybe she had to work through college. But she studies money, not just how to earn it, but how to make it work for her. She picks up high-income skills, learns about investing, starts a side hustle, maybe even buys a rental property or invests in index funds. At first, her progress is slow. But as her investments start to grow, her cash flow increases. She reinvests her profits, learns from her mistakes, and keeps going. By 35, she has options. She can travel. She can take months off to be with family. She has the freedom John will spend his whole life chasing. Here's the critical part. John and Sarah started in the same neighborhood. They came from similar families, went to the same schools, even started out making the same salary. The difference wasn't luck or background or even intelligence. The difference was the path they chose. So, if you want to escape the middle-class trap, here's what you must do. First, shift your mindset. Stop thinking in terms of security and start thinking in terms of freedom. Security is an illusion. Comfort is a trap. If you want more, you have to be willing to think differently. Second, stop trading your time for money. Learn high-income skills. Skills that are valuable, rare, and in demand. Leverage technology. Automate what you can. Don't just work harder, work smarter. Third, buy assets, not liabilities. If it doesn't pay you, it's a liability. That fancy car? Liability. That new phone? Liability. But a business, a rental property, an investment portfolio? Those are assets. They put money in your pocket, not just once, but month after month. Fourth, learn financial literacy. Read books, listen to podcasts, watch videos, ask questions, find mentors. Upgrade your circle. Surround yourself with people who are already on the path you want to follow. Fifth, invest early, even if it's just a small amount. Compound interest isn't just a math formula, it's the escape route from the rat race. The earlier you start, the more powerful it becomes. This path isn't easy. There will be setbacks. There will be times you want to give up. But it's worth it. You don't need to be a genius. You need to be committed. You need to be relentless. Because here's the truth. You were never meant to just survive. You were meant to build, to grow, to lead. The middle-class trap is comfortable, but comfort kills ambition. If you want more, you have to do more. Choose the third path. Learn, act, invest, create. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let comfort keep you small. You're not stuck. You're just one decision away from a completely different life. And if you needed a sign to start, this is it. If this message gave you clarity, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Help others break free from the same trap. And if you're ready to step up, to join a community of people who want more, hit that subscribe button and become part of the Raidespire movement. Leave a comment below. I'm choosing the third path, and let's grow together. New lessons, real strategies, and real freedom every single week. Thank you for listening. Now go. Build your future. Your time is now.